Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day. That's the way that song goes, right? Got a little something in front of the camera here. I'm gonna do a little tweaking. Whoop. There we go. How are we doing, everybody? 2 o'clock Costa Rica time on Sunday. Let's see, are we live? Is this thing on? Beautiful. So I'm just gonna wait for some people to hop on here as you're joining. Please let me know where you're watching from. There we go. How are we doing, everybody? So I have rearranged my kitchen, as you can probably tell. Hey Jane, saying hello from Connecticut. I'm just gonna check the audio here. Let's see, are we live? Is this thing on? Sounds like you guys can hear me okay. So I've rearranged my kitchen. If you ask my partner Levi or our nanny or our housekeeper, they will contest the fact that they will agree with the fact that I rearrange the furniture in my house on a nearly weekly basis. Hi Mom, Terry Pearson Mom is watching from Canada. So I rearrange constantly because we just moved into this house June 1st and we just kind of threw everything in here and we've just been trying to figure out how to fit everything because we downsized a bit. We were in a much bigger square footage in our condo, a little bit smaller house. So I've rearranged my kitchen and I feel like it's going to be a better setup for these videos because you guys can see a bit more of the counter and I've just got more space to work. So I'm excited about this. I have to get some curtains for the windows behind me, but I think that this is going to be really good. Shelly says hello from California. Yeah, everyone, when you're hopping on, let me know, say hello, and let me know where you're watching from. So today, veggie sub-ins, kind of a blanket term here, because most of everything that I do here on these videos is plant-based versions of, sometimes plant-based versions of not plant-based recipes. So I do different fake meat ideas, different takes on, different carbs, subbing in things. And today I'm just going to talk a bit more about that. It was an idea that I had just based on requests that I get from you guys all the time on Instagram and things like that. So I've got several different things here I'm going to show you. Right now I'm in my kitchen and my eyes are watering a little bit because I have on the stove, and I've had it for about a half an hour, this is just a little pot of balsamic reduction that I've had going. So it was about 2 tablespoons, 2 cups, well, a cup and a half of balsamic. And then I threw in about a tablespoon of raw sugar, and I've just had that simmering. I brought it all to a boil, and then I've just been letting it simmer to thicken. And that is a potent, potent smell. If you've ever cooked down vinegar, do not breathe directly over the pot. I made that mistake. Burn my nostrils. Rhonda Greeley says, happy Sunday from Florida. Ali B is watching from Canada. Canada in the summer, right? You guys have been having some pretty good heat waves there from the people I've been speaking to. I do miss Canada in the summer. We were supposed to be there, Kobe and I, at least in June of last year, as well as September. I fear that neither of these trips are going to happen because of what's still going on in the world. We're staying safe at home. There's days that I still haven't, days go by and I don't leave the house these days. So, we're far from ever getting on a plane and flying anywhere. But hopefully we get the borders open here soon so that Rhythmia can reopen and we can begin welcoming you guys. It's been way too long since being able to have you guys at Rhythmia. And also, I would love my mom to be able to come and visit because Mom is supposed to be down here. She's supposed to visit in March. Terry Pearson is watching, and she was planning to come down here in November. So we're hoping that we get to do all of that. Velma says hello from Kansas. All right, so shall we get into it? I made some notes. This is what I've been doing lately, just kind of, trying to just jot down different ideas to do for these videos. I was just saying to my partner Levi that I've been doing these in October. It'll be 3 years of me doing these videos every single week, minus maybe 4 or 5 weekends a year. So it's been a lot of content. So I might start going back to some of the earlier versions and doing, or earlier videos and doing some new versions of stuff. Ali B says, oh yeah, it's been hot. I miss you too. I can't wait for you guys to come back. Christina's watching from Connecticut. So what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, about the content for these videos. So I am going to officially switch over in the next month to doing, I think I'm probably gonna do 2 cooking videos a month and 2 food philosophy, mental wellness little videos a month is what I'm planning to do. So there'll be a little bit less recipes, but still a ton of information about nutrition, intuitive eating, just keeping ourselves well, holistically from the inside out. So that's still gonna happen. Shelly says, yeah, I was registered for Rhythmia April 5th. I'm still excited and waiting. Yeah, we've had to push so many people. But we appreciate that a lot of people, they're not, you know, they're not asking for the money back. They're just pushing it out and pushing it out and pushing it out. Because at some point, and at this point they're saying August 1st, at some point the borders are going to open, and that means we can begin to welcome you guys again. So we're so excited and looking forward to that. Hello and thank you, says Julio. All right, so what's the first thing I'm going to do here today? So I've got the oven preheating here. I've got it preheating at about 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to show you guys an alternative to bread. So last week, if you watched, we did cauliflower crust pizza. Today we're going to do something a little different. I want to show you guys how you can use what you have also. So this recipe, typically when I do it, I use like a half a head of fresh broccoli. But I didn't have fresh broccoli today. But what I did have was some frozen mixed vegetables. So this is just, I got this at, the bulk shopping place, you know, where you buy everything in bulk. Well, I got massive bags of frozen vegetables, and this is, I can't remember what it's called in North America. We call it something here in Costa Rica. At any rate, this is just the cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot. So all I've done is I've just let it just defrost on its own. I haven't cooked it or anything. It's just letting it defrost, so it's still cold. And this is probably about the equivalent to about a half a head of a good sized head of broccoli. So that's what you can use, a half a head of regular broccoli or cauliflower. I'm using this whole mixture today to see how it turns out, and it turned out really good when I tested it. So probably about 3 cups worth. And I want to just make sure there's no excess water, get rid of that, and plunk it into my food processor here. So this is a really small food processor. It's going to be great for this recipe. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rice this. So the same idea as what we did with the cauliflower the last time. Hey, Dan. We're going to do with these frozen vegetables. I'm just going to pulse it so that they rice. So I'm using the S blade here. And we don't want to puree this. We don't want to break it down completely. So we're just pulsing it. I'm going to go in there with my spatula and scrape down the sides. Like so. Just don't want any big chunks. Perfect. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to give one more scrape down. Doing this real time with you guys today. Every day. It's always real time. We're live. Perfect. So you can see here, I've got it riced down. So just really small little chunks. I'm going to dump this into a mixing bowl. So this is going to be a bread replacement, essentially. So we're doing veggie sub-ins for stuff that you would normally use. Either animal product or grains. I know a lot of people are on the grain-free diet for whatever reason. So this is just a great way to, use that stuff out of the pantry. These are frozen vegetables. I had them in the pantry instead of going shopping. But I'm just not going to the grocery store as much as I used to just because of what's going on in the world. So I've got that in here. This is not a vegan restaurant recipe. You can make it vegan by using an egg substitute. I would suggest, like, the flax might not work so well with this. I would do like one of the actual vegan substitutes you can buy. Hey, Grace! 2 eggs or the equivalent of 2 egg substitutes. And as I always say, make sure you crack your egg into a bowl and then dump it into whatever you're mixing it into, or else you're gonna, if you had shells to fish out and you dropped it right into the big mixing bowl, you'd have a lot harder time fishing shells out of the big mixing bowl than you would out of this one. All right. So we've got 2 eggs. We've got our either raw riced broccoli or what I've done, this combination. I'm going to add in some curry powder here today, just because it's going to be a savory bread that we're going to be making with this. A little bit of sea salt. So I've got pink Himalayan sea salt. Just a little bit of that. And then what we're going to use here as our flour is almond flour. So I've got a half a cup of almond flour. I'm just going to drop that in. And that's it. Mix it up. So the almond flour had some chunks, so I just want to make sure I break those up. And then you want to get the egg in there. The egg is going to be what binds this all together. The almond flour is going to be what gives it some good texture. Perfect. Look at that. So it's just become a little veggie dough, so to speak. And then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take my notes because I don't really need those. That was just... What do I have? Here we go. I've already prepared. So I've already prepared. This is what I'm using here today. You could double this batch and do this on like a cookie sheet or a rimmed baking sheet. but I only have enough for, I've made a half a batch here of what I normally do. So I'm using this little 9-inch square pan, and I just got a little piece of parchment that's gonna be at the bottom. It's gonna keep it from sticking, and then I've got this olive oil, this is sunflower oil spray. I'm just gonna spray around the sides just to make sure it doesn't, stick to the sides here. And then I'm gonna dump this in. So I've got my oven preheated, like I said, 350 Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius. And then I'm just spreading this out evenly, like the same way you would, with a cake batter or something. But you're gonna see it's gonna be thin. It's only gonna make it about a centimeter thick. So about the thickness of a slice of bread. And that's the idea. That's what we're going for here. Beautiful. I'm not gonna go too picky with it. Dun, da, 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 and then into the oven we go. So this will take about 30 minutes. 30 minutos. And then I look very pretty, says Rhonda. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm growing my hair, I've decided, everybody, by the way. I'm gonna keep shaving the side, and I'm gonna let this part grow. What do you think? Is that gonna look hilarious? That's what my plan is. And then, boop, 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 magic of television. It's ready. So this is our savory breadless bread. Because we put the parchment on the bottom, it comes out just like that. Look at that. Delicious. You could put a little bit of grated cheese in there. Would be really, really yummy. So then, look at that. You guys can see that, yeah? Pretty well. Pretty well. I'm gonna move that over here. Move some of this. A new setup here, just getting used to it here. Let's see. So there we go. So good. And then I would say slice this into 4, and you've got almost the same size as a piece of bread. Then you just top this like you would any sandwich. You could put, turkey slices, your veggie slices, anything you want in there, and it's delicious with the curry. So good. And this will keep in the fridge for several days. Yes, super easy, Christina. It'll keep in the fridge for several days, and you can use it either cold, or I would say toss it into the toaster and toast it, and then use it that way. So, so good and so, so easy. Great way of getting your veggies in. Great way of getting extra protein with the eggs. Done. Recipe number 1. So the other thing I wanted to refresh you guys on is, well, there's many. Do you remember sweet potato toast? What? This was around, really, really popular a while back, a couple years, and then it just kind of faded away. But I wanted to remind you guys of it because it's such a brilliant thing. So what I've got here is I've got a sweet potato that I've already sliced because I've already made a couple pieces to show you guys the finished product. But I'm gonna do it in real time also. So what I've got here is this is sweet potato. This just happens to be the Japanese one, the purple skin. That's what we get mostly here in Costa Rica. So I've gone and sliced it about just less than a centimeter thick. Some people say ½ inch. I think that's too thick. So what I've got here is I've just sliced it. It's raw. And I had, where did my fork go? Where the fork did my fork go? Okay. So I'm just, what I like to do, and everyone does it differently. You can do this in the oven. You can bake them in the oven. You can throw them in the microwave. The idea here is to keep it quick, just like toast, right? So I just cut them, and then I use my fork to give it some holes, and then I put it directly into my toaster. So over here I've got my toaster. I've got it set up on high. I did this earlier, and it took me 4 rounds on high to get this sweet potato cooked. That's it. So while your sweet potato is toasting, get the rest of your toppings ready, make yourself a cup of coffee, especially if you're having for breakfast, and then you're gonna have amazing sweet potato toast. So I've already got these ones done. You can see they are ready to go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna top them. So good. With my most favorite combination in the world. So I make this almond butter. I don't make the almond butter itself. I buy the almond butter, but I make it superpower. I'm gonna show you guys. I make it like full of all the extra goodness. This is almond butter that I bought, just straight almonds, that I mix in chia seeds, maca powder, chopped up dates or raisins, a little bit of coconut oil, and sea salt. Lots of sea salt. And that is like my my superpower almond butter. So that's what I will, you know, typically have on my sweet potato toast, or on, I use rice cakes. Those things never went out of style in my house. But what I will do is layer my bananas on there. It does not get any better than that for breakfast. Sweet potato, almond butter, banana toast. Amazing. All right, so you guys forgot about that. I bet most people have. No one's eating, no one, you don't see sweet potato toast anywhere anymore. Do it. I know that there are restaurants out there where that was their specialty. I wonder if they're still in business. So there, that is one amazing idea that I did not make up, but I thought I would remind you guys about. The next thing is simple wraps with lettuce. So I have a little menu plan that I like to use myself here, and I call these my sassy wraps. And what I found here in Costa Rica, these are actually like radicchio in flavor. They are radicchio. They're massive though, so they work really well. So as long as your ingredients can stand up to that bitter taste, have at it. So what I've got here is just some ground, this is actually ground beef. My daughter loves ground beef. I'm gonna slice up some tomatoes. La, la, la. La, la, la. Drizzle it with your favorite dressing. Maybe throw in a bit of cauliflower rice. So good. Got some red onions over here. Throw in some red onions. These are just baked red onions. A little bit of yellow pepper. So good. And then you have, come on, look at that, just this amazing, it's a salad in a wrap form. So you just lie it all. Strawberry had a little bit of an explosion. You know, guys, you know this. But the great thing about this leaf, this particular leaf, is it's super hardy, so you can almost roll it up like a burrito, like so, and then you eat it. So you're subbing in for a tortilla leaf with radicchio. Easy peasy. So that's another idea, reminder, mostly just a reminder out there. Okay, now, the other thing I wanted to mention, so this is one of the things that I like to do every week, is do a massive sheet pan bake. So I've done a whole Facebook Live on sheet pan planning. Hey Leslie from Southern Oregon Coast. So here I've got some zucchini, some tofu, some yellow pepper, some red onions, and I just baked these all at 400 degrees together because I'm gonna use these for 2 different recipes. What recipes, you ask? Well, these zucchini are gonna do well as the next recipe here. So I've just sliced these zucchini pretty thin, like almost a half a centimeter. Baked those off with a little bit of oil. I just put some coconut oil and some refined coconut oil, so it didn't taste like coconut oil. A bit of sea salt, and then I've got Italian seasoning on there. So that is going to be the crust of our pizzas. So you may have seen this. Hey Jeff, cousin Jeff's tuning in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a bit of this is tomato sauce. Put a little bit of my tomato sauce on here. Yum, yum, yum. Easy. And then you top that. So these are your little zucchini bites. So you can put whatever you want on there. Put some red onions. Maybe slice up some of this yellow pepper. It'll be really yummy on here. You can put, you can put a slice of pepperoni in the middle if that's your jam. A little bit of crumbled feta on top. So yummy. And then you've got these amazing little pizza-less, like crustless, hardy and veggie pizzas. The other thing you can do is, I've got a piece of fresh basil, always fresh basil. You always want to have fresh basil, and if you have it in the house, add it. Because fresh basil is just so bright. I'm just going to do a quick little chiffonade here. I've got just some little pieces here. Drop those on. So good. My daughter will love that. Look at that. Zucchini, little mini zucchini pizzas. Another really easy way to get more veggies in. You can do that. So tonight we're going to have, from last week, I made cauliflower pizza. We're going to have the leftover crust, which is only about this big. So we're going to split it between me and my partner. Hey, Martha. Roll and cut. Yes. chiffonade basil. Take your leaf, roll it like so, and then roll your knife along it to cut. So I don't have a better setup to be showing you guys more of this stuff that I'm doing close up. Okay, so that's that. The next thing we can do is, this is another recipe that I've just been sharing with some lady friends of mine lately. You're welcome, Christina. You knew. You're so smart. So I am using bread here because there's nothing wrong with bread. And what I'm going to do here is make one of my favorite things. It's an avocado caprese toast. So toast your bread. And I'm grabbing just a bit of this avocado. This avocado is almost on its way out, but I think we can salvage a little bit of it. Scoop it out. I'm not going to use a whole ton here today. This is just, we're using this avocado here in place of like any sort of like a spread. I have my fork, you guys can see. So I'm just going to mash that avocado down on the toast. So this is, again, avocado makes a great sub in on sandwiches for things like mayonnaise or, you know, any sort of, you know, cream sauce, cheese if you don't want to use that type of stuff. And avocado is a pretty good, I mean, it's a great source of good fat, but it's also a pretty good source of fiber. So great addition to anything. So we got our avocado on there. Then I'm going to add in some baked tofu. So this tofu is just simple baked. This is going to be like a caprese style salad. And then our tomatoes. So we slice up some nice tomatoes. And this is just a great, this is another option for a sandwich. We could do this right on top of that broccoli, carrot, cauliflower bread we made at the beginning. That would be really great. So we get, like, that'd be all veggie. You get so much goodness in that. Like so. Huh? Looking good so far. So the tofu is standing in for cheese today. So this is just a dairy-free version. And we'll put some of that chiffonade basil on here. So good. Oh, I can hear Levi, my partner, is in the baby's bedroom reading to her right now, and she's not having it. She really does not like to be separate from me these days. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a bit of this balsamic reduction. This is what I made it for. Oh yeah. Can you hear the baby crying? I think she might have just hurt herself. And then we just drizzle a little bit of that goodness. This would be really great on the pizza also. Look at that. Easy, breezy, caprese. What? And then the little zucchini pizzas. All the veg, guys, all the veg. Tiffany Lynn, it's so lovely to see you. I'm currently making mango jalapeno salsa while I'm watching you in this deliciousness. Mango jalapeno salsa is the jam. Really great on fish tacos. I don't like fish, but when I make fish tacos, I always put mango jalapeno or a mango salsa. Megan Erickson has joined us. Hello, Megan Erickson. Welcome. Okay, so I think that's it. Tiffany, you were going to have to rewind and watch because we made broccoli, cauliflower, carrot bread. Really, really delicious. That is it. That is all I have for you guys today. Please, you guys, let me know what you might like to see. Write it in the comments. Send me a private message. There's going to be a couple more weeks here where I'm going to do cooking stuff before I start getting into more of the food philosophy things like that. I'm going to be talking about just like overall mental wellness, mental wellness, you know, and loving ourselves from the inside out, you know, eating habits, why we might eat the way we eat, and all of that good stuff. So let's stay tuned for those talks coming up in the next few weeks. Until then, have yourself a wonderful week. Please share this video with anyone that you think might benefit. You know, we could all eat more fruits and vegetables, so you might as well get them to tune in. Share this, share all of our amazing Rhythmia families videos. We just want to keep connected to people out there, keep bringing you guys great information. Don't forget to tune in to Dr. Jeff tomorrow night. Jerry, I'm sure, will be live on Tuesday. We've got Paola speaking and John Jacob and Kim Terranova, all of us on board every week. Awesome. Grace Marie, thank you. Thank you for tuning in and have yourselves an awesome week. I'll see you next time. Ciao.